radio only.
Fire, fire, fire. Every time. Fire, fire, fire.
BABATV every time. Fire.
You are now tuning BABATV. 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 Fire, 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 fire.
Peace and love. Hotep. This is another BABATV program, brother. BABATV broadcast. We here at Broderick Park, what we call the Foot of Ferry, and as the brother was so eloquent was telling us, this is freedom right here. You know, this is the last stop of freedom. Over there is what is called Canada. So could you imagine running away from Texas, trying to get over here to freedom? You know what I'm saying? And all to relate what the brother was saying was to get here and have your last step be lost in this current. You know what I'm saying? So as we go and we reflect on the ones that actually made it across here, we have to reflect on those who lost their lives trying to cross here.
So the other side is Canada?
The other side is Canada. We talking about a whole nother country is on the other side that we looking at. That's right. So when we that's definitely the Priest Bridge. Yes, sir. So when we think about it, we thinking about this water. The same water is the same water that passed through Egypt and Alexandria.
Oh, wow.
In fact, we might be on the Egyptian side and looking over there at Alexandria. That's right. So don't ever tell us that we're not in Africa, because Africa is often brought right to us when we look from a perspective from an African. You see what I'm saying? But this is definitely the Nile Valley that, you know, our sister Harriet Tubman risked her life to get to. You know, we got the Underground Railroad over. If you just venture off, you know, a couple of miles that way, then we'll notice that the Underground Railroad, this was it. This was Broderick Park, the last stop to freedom. Happy belated Juneteenth Day.
I think it's very important for us just to reflect, man, that freedom, man, was something that slaves would want. You know what I'm saying? That they
call them slaves, we call them POWs.
POWs, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's call them POWs to stop the word slavery.
That's right.
At the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying? They was trying to get from here to there, man. And to get there was to live, was to have a life, was to start over new. You know what I'm saying? If they would have made it over there. But this current here, this brother over here, this brother right here told me that they have a current that's moving this way, and they have an undercut current that will tear you apart physically, tear your face off. That's how strong this current is right here, man. And some slaves probably knew that and still jumped in the water, man, to get away from all the stuff that they was going through on this side of the world. You know what I'm saying? Canada was freedom, man. So at the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying, you know, hey, it was a beautiful thing, man, to even make it this far and to actually have some type of freedom, man. You know what I'm saying? This is beautiful out here, man. You know what I'm saying? The water.
I'm telling when Rick James was escaping the draft, they say when Rick James was escaping the draft, they said he ran over into Canada. I see how close it was.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's real close. At one time, you didn't even have to have a passport. You can just have proper ID and just go to the country, man. It was that simple. You know what I'm saying? You had your regular ID, you could just show the ID and just go straight to Canada. You say they have a bridge over there, that bridge right there, you show your passport with that bridge over there and it take you straight to Canada, man. You be in Canada, just with your passport. So if you driving in a car, you can drive the car on the bridge and go over, but you got to show your passport and you can get over there, you know what I'm saying, and be in another country, man, you know what I'm saying? And Canada just won the championship in the basketball. The Raptors just won the world champs of basketball, man, you know what I'm saying? So this particular country, man, is kind of smile now, man, you know what I'm saying, of what have happened to them, man, as far as the sports world is concerned. You know, we don't look at it, man, too much, man, but we are stuck in this European paradigm, man. I mean, a lot of us are here, we've been here all our lives, so we have to be transformed from a European thinker to a international African thinker, and that's a process. You have to actually go within yourself, man, and stop thinking like the European, man, and start thinking like an African. And until we do this, man, we're going to see things from a European eye, even though it's coming from an African body, but we're going to see things from a European eye because we've been programmed by the European so much that we have adapted a lot of his ways, a lot of his actions, a lot of his thought patterns are European, man, at the end of the day. So if we don't transform that into an African thing or look at it from an African point of view and understand the power and the magnitude, if we do it like that, then we're not going to understand life for what life is, man, at the end of the day, man, because if we don't transform all of those type of things like that, it's not going to really make a difference, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm right by the water here, man, I'm by the edge, man, you know what I'm saying, and this is how sometimes life is. You know what I'm saying? You know, Bob's talking about be careful. Listen, I'm a fish, man. If I dive in that water, man, I'm going to swim, brother. I'm a Piscean, man. You see that? That's Pisces, the fish, brother. You know what I'm saying? I can swim. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, listen, man. It's beautiful out here, man. If you come to Buffalo, you know what I'm saying? You got to come over here, man, to this water, man, and visit this place, man. It's beautiful out here, man. You know what I'm saying? And they got a whole bunch of fish down here. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of fish. Matter of fact, what kind of fish they got in here? Let me ask this. Go over here and ask this guy here. My brother, excuse me, man. What kind of fish do they have in this water here, man?
Sheephead, rock bass,
Sheephead and what else?
rock bass, black bass, silver bass.
Catfish, whatever you need.
Catfish? How big are they? I mean, how big are they?
The young lady caught a big catfish yesterday.
Yeah, big like that?
Just
In here?
like that, inside here.
A catfish
Right
that
here.
big?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Man, how long you been living in Buffalo, brother?
Oh, 37 years.
37 years. How do you like Buffalo,
Oh,
man?
I love Buffalo.
Love
Never
Buffalo?
leaving Buffalo.
Never
Yes,
leaving.
This is
Say
me.
never leaving Buffalo.
This
You know what I'm
me,
saying?
this is my life.
I'm from the city.
Okay.
I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This brother here from Syracuse. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, we combine. We just came here to talk about, you know what I'm saying, when the slaves were trying to get from here to get there for freedom. Do you know anything about that history?
Not at all.
Not at all? See? You have a brother from Buffalo who didn't know that the slaves tried to get across here.
About the Underground Railroad and everything that was going on back downtown.
Back downtown, right? You know what I'm saying? So you know about
all
that.
The canal side.
Yeah, in Canal side, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
At one time I heard you didn't need nothing but ID to get to Canada.
Yeah.
Is that true?
About 20 years ago.
About 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Huh?
Yeah, you could go over there with just ID.
Just ID, right? You didn't need nothing. Now you need a passport and stuff like
you need
that.
Enhanced license and ID.
Enhanced like some more shit.
ID,
Wow, a lot
yeah.
of shit to go over there, huh?
Yes, you need a lot, bro. A lot.
Wow, man. What they trying to keep us out of there for? What you think is going on in Canada?
Oh, I
You ever
have
been
no
there?
idea. I don't care for it. I'm from Buffalo, you know what I mean?
Alright.
I love Buffalo.
Fun going up in Canada. Look, marijuana legalized and everything.
Everything up in there, huh? He said a lot of fun. That's what's going on over there? Wow, a lot of fun. A lot of fun going on in Canada, man. Yeah, man, you from Canada too? Am you from here? This is Buffalo, man. So you got a Buffalo hat on, but I said here. What you think about Buffalo, man?
I like Buffalo.
Like
I love
Buffalo?
it. It's my city, yeah.
Would you move to the city where I live at? Would you move there?
Yeah, I moved to the
Would
city.
you move to the city? You need to survive there? It's rough out there, man.
Yeah, I can survive
You
there.
gotta survive out there, man?
Yeah.
But you learn some stuff in Buffalo that will teach you to survive in New York?
I go to New York.
Oh, you going to New York?
Yeah, so I can survive out
You
there.
survive out there, they ain't all that, right? Say, how about you, bro? What's your name?
My name T.
T. What's your name, brother?
Ron.
Do you know anything about the slaves that were here? They trying to get over to Canada. You know anything about that?
I heard a little bit of something
You
about
heard a little bit something about it? How you like Buffalo?
I love Buffalo.
No Buffalo? It ain't too slow, brother. I'm here, I don't see nobody.
It's slow and it's fast.
Slow and it's fast?
Yeah.
Because I don't see nothing, I don't see people on the street at night.
You ain't supposed to see it.
You supposed to see it?
You ain't supposed to see it.
But we're supposed to be here to something? You hidden?
Yeah, no, it's there.
It's there?
It's what places people who are already there.
Oh,
If you ain't from there,
that's
you
what
ain't
it
gonna
is.
know about it. You ain't gonna never find out about
You
it.
ain't never find out about it unless you
Right.
live here.
Right.
Yeah, because these brothers here from
New York, right? Hey,
Yes.
big up the chicks, man. Rest in peace, baby. Lionel Pickens, baby. Real
Right.
life right there, Queens.
Queens. All right. All right. Come over here, brother. Yeah, this is a Buffalo. He born and raised from
What's going
Buffalo.
on, brothers? How y'all feeling?
Yeah.
All is well.
You know about his organization here, man? You know what I'm saying? As far as trying to get the black people on one accord together, you know about it?
Nah.
No? Tell them about it, man.
Well,
Tell 'em
again,
about it.
the conscious community in Buffalo is relatively small.
All
so.
right, but then talk about this. They try to get him in. They may want to come listen, man. Learn.
Nah, what we do is we RBG Buffalo, right? You know, RBG Buffalo is red, black, and green. Revolutionary but gangster, real black girls read about Garvey and thus forth, you know. And I think the mission is to get younger brothers like us more politically aware on what's going on. For example, this Broderick Park that holds hella history. You know what I'm saying? And every time our babies come out here, we should tell them the history and the importance of this park. Not just that, we should put our foot on these white people's neck to get this Harriet Tubman Park, or you know, some name that reflect on the historical value that this have. Like we came up and we was talking about how that's Canada on the other side. That's freedom. You know what I'm saying? That it was no distinction about what freedom was back then. Now I say, brother, let's get free. Y'all be like, what the fuck you talking about? Slavery over. But we just talking about the mental freedom now, mental liberation. So you know what I mean? People not. The masses is not recessive to that because they don't see glitz and glamour that come along with thinking how you should raise your kids right. You see what I'm saying? So it's not popular to say black men fight for black women in these days and time, or to say down with that homo shit. You know what I'm saying? These days and time, they got people that's pushing that shit and they got money behind that shit. But me telling you this, there's no money in it, right? So people not recessive to, you know, let's do right. You know what I'm saying? Let's feed our family and shit and not worry about Cadillacs and bullshit. I'm saying too much party and bullshit, that's what we do. And I'm just saying we recognize that in Buffalo though. You know what I'm saying? Buffalo is one of the one places where it has so much historical value but so many dead people. You know, y'all ever see Walking Dead? Yeah. I feel like that walking out my house sometimes because of the mentality of my people. I can't have a good conversation with them about anything that's not Lil Wayne or Nicki Minaj or sports. You see what I'm saying? So the purpose of me, or the purpose of what I do, is I hold a workshop, the African Conscious Workshop, every Monday, and the purpose is for like the Christians who might get away and talk about the Jesus bullshit. We get away, we talk about Sankofa, which means to go back and get our story. You know, we still naming our names Jesse James, Cold Pepper, Tomatoes and Ham.
We ain't supposed to believe in God though.
No, we're not saying God.
Jesus bullshit.
Right.
That's not even in the same.
Okay, but Jesus was given to you by your slave masters. There was a time in your history.
It was given to me by God. That's his son.
Right. But Jesus himself, the word Jesus, the name Jesus, is European, right? So,
I don't know what type of thing.
but that's my point though. We wasn't supposed to know. We was just given, right? So when the slave ships came, we wasn't reading no Bibles. We wasn't talking about Jesus. We was naming ourselves Sankofa. We was naming ourselves Shango, Nzinga. This brother right here is from Cameroon. He looked just like us. You would never know. Africa. You dig what I'm saying? So Jesus in his country is interpreted a little bit different. See, white people gave us English. You don't look like an English man. You look African, but you speak English, brother. How did you get that? You see what I'm saying? The same language that was put upon you was given to you in the form of Jesus.
Yeah, remember, they took everything, your language, your
All of that. Your history, your food, You know what I'm saying? Right. So in Yoruba, right? We'll say Shango is the lightning god, right? But he don't exist in the mind of black people because we was given Jesus. You see what I'm saying? So this is not to disrupt your spiritual belief, but this is to give you some historical facts on how we got this figure named Jesus. And if you give slaves the religion and you tell them that they'll have a by and by, sweet by and by in heaven if they submit to this religion now, we'll never fight for freedom that we're supposed to get. So this is why the religion was put upon us, to keep us docile, to not sin. And we wanted to get to heaven, right? But the sin was on their part. You know what I'm saying? They created the ultimate sin when they snatched his ancestor up and brought us here, made us pick cotton, and now we live in ghettos, killing each other, not knowing the value of self.
They were the same Christians.
You know what I'm saying?
Us in the trees.
That's right. That's right.
We're going to pray to Jesus.
That's right.
And you at night.
But
you saying in Africa they not worshiping Jesus?
Look, right. And this is before the coming of the European. Before you met a white man, you had your own spiritual religion. Your own. The white man came and said, look.
That's what I'm saying. I was raised by black people.
Right.
They didn't say, oh, the white man.
But you wasn't raised.
They just said Jesus is
right.
God.
Right.
2 minutes ago, I said, you look black, but you're European.
And we will put we will put to sleep generation from generation, right? So your mother named you Jonathan James, right? Who was once a Jonathan James who was a white man who owned you, right? So when he owned you, he put his last name on you, right? You forget who you is, so what you do is you take your child and you name him Jonathan James Jr. He takes his child, he named himself George James. You have a female and you name her Sarah James. So now the James is carried on from slavery. That's what I'm saying. That's right. You look like he looked like an African warrior. That's right. But you go to Africa, you see somebody that look like you who's named Zulu. You know, whose name that's right. You know what I'm saying?
I see what y'all saying.
Yes, right. So we got to go back. And we have to look at who we were before the coming of this European.
Right, because if you go to the ancestors thing, everybody from East Asia.
That's right. Now you don't find no white man naming themselves Nzinga, Zulu, or anything like that, right? But we take their names. So we have to ask ourselves questions on how did that happen? How did we get their food? You know what I'm saying?
You ain't had no Chinese restaurant or no Chinese with no Johnson and them kind of names.
Baaba.
They have Chinese names. At the end of the day, we gotta go, man. You know what I'm saying? But nice meeting you, brother. You know what I'm saying, man? My name is Seville, man. Nice meeting you, brother.